What's up with you guys? It's Diesel Download, and I'm here with Detailed Question, segment 3 with Dr. Tanis and myself. Just giving you a little insight on motivation and inspiration and business and those things. And we want you guys to be really, really inspired, really motivated when you take whatever message is here and whatever you receive today. We're looking forward to uh, sharing some insight with you. And I'm waiting for her as we speak. So give me some time. Let's see where we at. Make sure she can get in. Hold on one second. Should be here any minute. And how you guys doing today? You guys doing good? Bueno. Or bem in Portuguese. All right, Tanis is about to be in. Hold on one second. We're gonna get Tanis on here. All right, be here any minute. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. All right.
Okay, so here we are. Good example of
Yeah.
perseverance.
I don't know what happened today. I'm like, really? I don't know. Today, technology is
Yeah.
moving a little bit slow over here.
Well, yeah, we did persevere and had success, and here we are on the screen together. So it's good to see you. Happy to be here.
Right. All right. So sorry about that. The delay, you guys. So we're gonna get started soon. My name is Diesel Donlo or Benjamin. This is Dr. Tanis, and we're here with detailed questions, and we're gonna share some insight with business and inspiration and Arbonne, of course, and other life things. So I'm gonna start off today. I got a big question for you. It's just been a lingering question. Some people gave me some feedback uh, from the last video we did. Are there any resources that have really helped you on your journey with Arbonne? Like life resources that helped you with Arbonne?
Life resources that helped me on my journey with Arbonne. Um, wow, yeah, that is a big question.
And that's
Let me think.
some feedback I got. I got some feedback this week, so I wanted to get a little deeper. They want to know more about you, so they want me to ask you deeper questions.
Yeah, so, as far as life resources that helped me on this journey with Arbonne, um, I'm really excited today. Especially, I think, excited about my business because tomorrow will be the exact 16-year anniversary of launching my business with this brand, and so thinking back to what are the life resources? I think there are a lot, and with this kind of business and this way of becoming an entrepreneur, there's so many transferable skills and in terms of just skill set and mindset that I think apply for myself personally in my journey. Having previously been to medical school and through basically 14 years of post-secondary training, after finishing high school, that was 14-year journey to become a child psychiatrist. And so I think that there were a lot of lessons in that for me. One of those is just, having the long-term picture, so that big vision of what the goal is, and then at the same time balancing that with looking at right now, and what do I that more microscopic vision of what's in front of me and what do I need to do right now. So that, and then of course patience, the ability to persevere, to push through obstacles. Those, I think, of course, are lessons that a lot of us learn in life. You don't have to go to medical school and do medical training to learn about how to have long-term vision, how to have delayed some self-discipline. That's definitely something that you learn in medical training, is that the self-discipline to apply yourself now, knowing what the goal is in the future. So I think that those things definitely helped me to crunch through, because for the most part, this business has been the most fun I've ever had working. But just like in any endeavor that's worthwhile, it's not, it doesn't mean that it's been easy. And I've loved being able to have control and flexibility over my hours, but at the same time, I have worked hard and had to have a hard work ethic. And you know, the other source of life resource really is that I would apply is being a parent. So I became a parent at a fairly young age, not necessarily a path that I'll recommend to anyone to have their first child when they're in medical school. But that experience of being a parent, again, you know, the patience that you have to apply as a parent, that vision of what your long-term goal is in terms of helping your child to become a human being who is going to experience and joy in this world, but also bring joy to others. You know, teaching. So there is a lot of coaching that's involved with having kids. And I know you have your daughter is 1 year old, but you know, you apply those kinds of skills, and those and then all the parent, just the management and time management and everything else. So that really applies. And I think there are life lessons from friends and mentors along the way, from you know, the personal development, reading, and really dedicating myself to growing and getting better and taking time to work that, to make that a priority in my day and my life. It has been really important as well. And you know, one of the big things was just being coachable from the very beginning of my business. I put myself into the hands of my coach and mentor, to really guide me on something that I never started a business before. I wasn't an entrepreneur before, and I certainly didn't have like a virtual health and wellness business before. Although I had those other skill sets, so I dedicated myself to being coachable.
Right. No, that's awesome. You know, that's a beautiful answer. Hopefully, all the viewers and people can understand what you just said. It's special.
You know, there's one book that I would like to recommend. It's by Dr. Amit Sud, and oh, it has a title that is very not spectacular. It's Guide to Stress-Free Living. He was, I'm not sure if he still is, the head of integrative medicine at the Mayo Clinic.
Okay.
And he was a guest speaker at one of our Arbonne conferences. And that book was very transformative for me. Not only, I mean, in my life, but it also really brought that into my business. And that he helped me to really grow in terms of gratitude, in terms of the ability to be in the now and notice the beauty in the moment, even amidst the struggles, which that's just one of the lessons from Dr. Amit Sud's book. So for me, he's one of those people that I would, if you could choose to have dinner with one person, dead or living, where you could have that conversation over dinner and learn so much, that's who I would choose.
Okay. All right, we got that. Look, I'm sure Amazon will appreciate it. Amazon will love it. So.
But I definitely, so I have a question for you along similar lines, because I know that when we first met on Instagram and began to communicate, and as I became more aware of your life's philosophy and what you and your brand were bringing to the world, and really trying to inspire people, to inspire and motivate people to be better, and to bring more into their lives for themselves and others, that I thought was so aligned with the philosophy of the brand that I'm with, which is Amazon. Which is Arbonne, another A. I wanted to ask you more about that your philosophy, and obviously you're bringing that and applying that. I see you doing that to your partnership with Arbonne. Can you tell us a little bit about how you developed your personal philosophy, your DMI philosophy? How did you develop that? What were your influences?
A few influences I had was rappers, just listening to music and be inspired by music and different artists. And one in particular, Manny Fresh. You probably don't know him. He's really like an old school '90s artist, but he had an entrepreneur mind, and I used to listen to their music all the time growing up. So, and they always talked about doing business, making money, you know, just always doing some type of business or hustling or whatever their way of getting out of their situation was. So I learned a lot from rappers. I learned a lot from Kobe Bryant, obviously. Kobe Bryant showed me how to be resilient, showed me how to be a go-getter, to do it by any cost, to do it by whatever it takes to get it. So I learned that from Kobe Bryant. And the last person I would say influenced me a lot is probably people in everyday life. I take things from everybody, and like if you're good at selling milk, I want to know how you sell milk, why you sell milk, why you do it. If you're good at Arbonne like yourself, hey, how does Tanis do it? How does Gotosh do it? How does all the beautiful people that we work with, how they do it? I always try to take something from a little bit of everybody and implement it to my game. And DMI really stands for Dominate, Motivate, Inspire Life. I was making a rap song with my friends, and I was thinking, what does dominate mean? And then we just thought, I just thought about it. I was like in the studio. I was like, dominate, motivate, inspire, so it just came off of a song. I did not have a mission statement at first, it came from a song. And, we were making music, to motivate people. So anything that I want to do, I want to inspire people, and I want to inspire people to be, the best they can be. And that's what the brand symbolizes. I never try to create something that's like not in my DNA or not purposeful or do anything that's not in line with, what I'm trying to do in my life, So, any business I do, we do, it has to be something about inspiration, or it has to be some way of healthy, inspirational motivation or a purpose to be the best that you can be. So any type of brand that's like that, we get along, we have the same DNA. It seems like we have the same parents. Our parents hung out or something, I'm just talking like,
Mm-hmm.
figuratively, but, so I want to be with brands that reflect that. And I want to be around people that reflect that. This is what I do every day, Tanis. I get up, I do some affirmations, do some prayers, do some meditation, whatever you guys want to call it. I work out, I train again, I do other training, I interact, it's an all day type of, process. So when people say, why do you have certain, worth, it's because I feel like that's what I put into the game. I put into it. So it's like you were Arbonne. We talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago when I asked you about what you get in, you get out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I just took that same philosophy that I had over there, put it over here, and it got to be something purpose. How can Arbonne and me take over the world, show them that we need a better product for your body? There's a lot of people just going out there not knowing what they're eating or drinking, whatever. They just don't care. They just live life off, not knowing what's going on. You kind of need to know what's going in and out of your body so you know how to fight against it. Your body never lies. You can see it all through it. And when someone's going through something, it's just the law of attraction. You can just see when people are going through
Mm-hmm.
good things, bad things, all that. So, I always want to be with a team, and I always want to be with a brand that, symbolize that. And, that's where the mentality came from. I just want to be around people that want to be the best at their thing, that want to be, much more. They don't want to just sit at home, be in a couch potato all day, You know what I mean? That's cool. No one cares about couch potatoes. You know, it's just it's the truth. They get mad. People get upset about when people like you go out there trying to do something bigger and go on to ski resorts like you do and go on to canoeing and kayaking and all that things that you do. People like, how does Tanis do it? Well, she put the work in to do it. So it's just like stuff like that. We got to show people's mindset, like how to get better and be inspired, not just waking up in the morning like, oh, I don't know what to do. Just living their head like life, not purposeful. So that's why I'm here to, that's why I created my brand. I didn't know that till like probably recently, but we got to get people on the right foot. Like everyone's so negative. So
Well, when you mention like a few things there, when you mentioned the skiing and here we are paddleboarding, like for me, for a long time, um, to live back near the ocean and the mountains where I could ski and I could be out on the ocean was it's a bucket list thing. That was a dream. And yes, it was a journey to get back here, but it was definitely these have been dreams come true for me. So which is super fulfilling, and my business has allowed me to do these things. What's been even more amazing is to be a part of other people being able to create their dream life, and to which that's been the part that gives me sort of chills down my spine to be a part of that. It's so rewarding. But I wanted to come back to what you said about resilience, and what that you learned about from Kobe Bryant about resilience, and probably so many others as well. Because one of the things that I have discovered, in my 16 years with Arbonne, is that resilience is like it's a key factor for success, and of course in life, but in business as well, and that people who are able to be resilient, because there's going to be obstacles in anything you do, but the people who are able to be resilient, to bounce back up. Maybe you could, sometimes I think of it as having that rubber butt that you bounce back up and you try again, but you also,
yeah,
you also figure out, you figure it out. But our, one of the things I love that Arbonne has a charitable foundation. It's called the Flourish Charitable Foundation, and the mission of our charitable foundation is to improve the mental well-being of children and teens, but specifically their resilience. And I love that because I think resilience is so important for everybody, and I love being a part of that as well, to be able to be a part of a company that's reaching out to to help create that for kids. And I love that your inspirations and resources are the people you meet every day. One of the things that I used to say when I was working as a child psychiatrist, which I was technically the expert in the room, providing evaluations and treatment plans, but what I found was that even with the families that seemed that they had so many challenges and so few resources, there was very often a lesson for me from that parent or from that family, something that I would take away having learned from them. And I think when you're looking for it, those lessons are there for us in our everyday interactions, whatever we're doing. We can be inspired by people. And what I hear is that you have curiosity, like the curiosity to wonder about how is someone doing that well, right? And wanting to know more about it. And I think that it's also your curiosity about that, and willingness to learn. That's probably part of what's led you to where you are right now.
of course.
Um,
Curiosity is everything. Michael Jackson always, teach people that. He always said, be like a child and always want to learn, always want to soak up everything, be a sponge.
yeah, and having yeah, so that being open to learning and growing is it's a huge thing, and I know it's something that you and I really have in common, that we want to soak up as much as we can. We want to be the best at what we're doing, and learn as much as we can, and that um, it brings you into this circle that can not only help you to be successful in business, but but it's just so healthy. It's just such a healthy way to be in the world, right?
Right, right. That's why this brings me to my next question.
Excuse me. What do you think your unique skills is that has helped you become successful?
Hmm. You know, I guess first of all, I don't think that I have unique skills, because and I think that that is probably one of the keys to my success in this business, because we do bring our personal talents and skills, but we kind of plug it into this really easily duplicatable system. So we can, we bring our own personality and sense of humor and talents and things. But part of it is also a willingness to let go of ego, and to plug into something that is already that other people can do, because it has to be, this is about duplication, duplication, duplication. So if what I'm doing is completely unique, other people can't duplicate what I'm doing. And probably that does make me a little bit unique, as a physician, because as a physician, I know that letting go of that ego about being a physician, to be doing something that other people can do well, and that I want to teach people to be. I don't want to be at the top of a hierarchy. I want to help everybody to get to the level that of
Right.
success that they desire. And I don't need to be the best. In fact, one of the goals is to be irreplaceable, to help other people to be so good that everything that I am doing in terms of leading and coaching and mentoring, can be done by others as well. So I don't know if that answers your
No,
question, but
that's the
those are
way
my
you
first
answer it.
thoughts.
That's how you answer it. So it had to work. It had to work. Um, it worked really
But of
well.
course, in terms of coaching, I'm sure as a psychiatrist that my that background, well, listening is so important in what we do, in being, that does relate a little bit to the curiosity. I think just being able to listen to others and not to just talk, um, is a really important skill in what we do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Um, so, I'm thinking about then, about the skills that you see, the skills or skill sets or mindset that you are bringing to this Arbonne, um, part of your portfolio, and what do you think is transferring, well, that you can really use in the Arbonne side of your business?
Marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Marketing. That's something I learned very easily because I have to market myself every day. So you probably know a little bit more than a lot of people that you probably see how much work I do put on social media. I put a lot of time
Mm-hmm.
into it, a lot of uh, research. I do a lot of looking up how people do this, do that. How can I bring those skill sets and add to it? Constantly seeing the new trends, the new way of interaction. I figured a new way out, but now I got to figure out another way. So it's like, okay, how do you evolve from that? And you got to keep, the evolution going. That's also a skill set, being evolving and being able to know trends and be able to know what's going on. And not saying that you need to do a trend or something, Chance, but like for instance, for me, um, like I just noticed that I always try to do things that no one else is doing. I always tell people like whatever they doing, I'm doing a total opposite of what they doing. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to do nothing that's anyone else is doing. In terms of like where I feel like the popularity lies in my world and who I know and the people that that I associate myself with. I want to do the opposite of what people's doing. You know what I mean? So you gotta obviously know like what works and what doesn't work. Like for example, I told you this last week. I'm in school and the teacher's like, how do you want to do those three principles? Marketing, collaboration, networking. They're all the same thing. If you look at it, it's all one word. You know what I mean? See, so many people so focused on like terminology, sometimes a definition, that they can't see really it's this, what is the word? A synonym. It's a similar word. It's a similar type of word. It might just not look like the same word, but it's the same type of philosophy. So, if you look at collaboration, the first part of the word says collab. Okay, when you think about networking, you think about network, like it's like a big, network, like Facebook's a network. And you look at market, you see what I'm saying? They all the same type of word. Market at a networking event leads to collaboration. It's just smart sense. Like,
They tie together.
You know what I mean? Like, so I always try to teach people that, like that's the way of doing true type of business collaboration, when we fully immerse ourselves with that person, their business, and they fully immerse themselves with us. And then we take an idea and make it into reality. A lot of people don't really know how to do that, Tanis. They think that just getting together and posting a picture, hey, we're working together, and not really working together, that's really going to bring the work. It's the behind the scenes stuff that's really going to make a skill set like collaboration work, and marketing and networking. You got to be really involved in that person's life every single day. You got to get to know them. I get to know what you like, what you don't like. Is much deeper than the surface. As whatever the surface. People think that it's like, okay, we take a picture together, we're working together. Hey, that no, that's not working. I need to know where you live. Where we need it. Not where you live, but I need to know some little deeper things. And how are we gonna do this? What do you bring to the table? What do I bring to the table? So teaming up with you guys at Arbonne allowed me to grow my network. But at the same time, we're still promoting a healthy product, and we're giving people a chance to earn opportunities within the company. I seen your list of do's and not do. And say, even though I never say those words anyway, but I just want to make sure I did read it. So people can receive opportunities in this business because how Arbonne is structured. They're giving back into there are people that support them. So you gotta be involved with people like that, and that's a true collaboration. And then once you form a collaboration, then you get to the marketing, branding, networking, all that stuff, all the meat and potatoes of that. And then you get to the hot topic stuff, like the toppings, the ketchup, mustard. You know what I mean? You got to get through this other groundwork first before you even get to a full collaboration. So like it's been hard to collaborate with different people because our philosophies are too different. You know what I mean? I'm looking at purpose driven and inspiration based, and they're looking at just money. Can't just be one, and it got to be both. Because I just don't want to just throw anything out there, and if people don't like it, hey, that's not making us look too good. So, it just got to be a reason why we do this. So that's how you do it. I created that for people like, I'm going to make a book about it one day. I'm going to dive in deeper. But those three principles right there is keys to business. Because if you learn those three things, you can be verified on Facebook or, Twitter, Instagram, and you have a big following. You know what I mean? That's how I got the following, is because I went out there and I mastered those three things. While everybody else was making Vine videos, and that was back in the day, Vine, and all this stuff, the silly stuff, and do all the things that I wasn't doing. None of those things. I was in the book. I was in the books, and I was like by myself at home. I was working out. I was always doing something. I didn't go to all the parties. I didn't hang out with everybody, even though I had the status quo of that. I'm popular and I'm very extremely popular, but I didn't always go to every party. I would rather be, at home learning or be with my friends, and we was learning, talking about business. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you grow the brand. You got to all have a focus on a goal. And I noticed if you have a focus on a goal, you got an outcome, and the outcome could be either good or bad. So, so I like what you guys doing at Arbonne. That's why it was easy to team up, because one, you guys, you got the Monday training, you got the Monday talks, you got other days during the week that we doing something. You know what I mean? Not every day I can make it, but those days I try to make it, the days that, I need to make it. but like we have structure here, some type of structure. You know, that's something that's very important to me. So I hope that answered your question about skill set. You gotta have those skills.
Yeah, well, definitely. You know what? Definitely it does, and I think that in this virtual world and building businesses that are virtual, having connection is so important, and the collaboration that you're talking about. It you know, it is about true connection, like you're saying, not just something on the surface. It's really diving in and connecting, and you know, it is one of the things that I love about what what working with Arbonne has brought to me has been that true collaboration and connection with my colleagues, connection with my clients, and you know, working as a psychiatrist, where I wasn't able to have that kind of a two-way reciprocal connection with people. It was actually a much, even though this is a virtual business, that was a lonelier way of working. And I think that what can be created when people who, you know, you talked about some sacrifice, you know, you gave up on parties and some of the fun things because you were learning and you were focused on your goals, and I'm bringing you know, bringing better things to people. And I think that when we can really, when we can collaborate in that kind of a way, we can just create amazing things. And so I'm so excited about where our team is right now. And this collaboration has been, you know, about truly connecting. And I've been meeting so many amazing people through you that have joined your team, that I'm getting to really know, not just, you know, not just in the business sense, but getting to know them as human beings and learning from all their strengths as well. And I love that we get to learn. Every person does bring something unique to this, to the business and the team, that we can all learn from each other, and grow together. So
Yeah, that's true.
um,
And
it's exciting every day. It is exciting to wake up every morning to that, you know, to have that going on.
well, some days I don't know what to. I look at the group chat. I'm like, and some days I look at it like, okay, I see what's going on. So, you know, like you said, Chance, like that's what it truly it is. You know, collaboration, and you gotta have that. You know, for it to work, and you gotta have connection. You gotta have purpose. There gotta be a plan. You gotta be structure. It gotta be discipline there. You know, like for a collaboration to work, we gotta spend some type of time together, whether that's talking, strategizing, looking at maps, whatever we gotta do. That's why I'm showing the maps behind, because I want people to see that.
Yeah, I love it.
Like, see, like everybody think like they look tennis. Everybody see me driving in these big cities. They be like, oh, what you doing? What you doing? You know, I'm like, hey, I'm in and out. I'm in and I'm out. I'm not there all day. I'm not there playing around. I need to be in and out. You know what I mean? Because I got things I got to do. Not saying I don't want to spend time there, but like I want to get to the next goal, the next purpose, and for a relationship to work and a collaboration to fully work, I feel like we got to learn how to sometimes look at it in another person's eyes. It takes a while though. You got to look at things in other people's perspective and their reasoning. So it helps a relationship grow, and you got to get to know someone, why they're doing this, what's the purpose, why they want to be with Arbonne, why do they want $1 million? Oh, well, it's because I want to solve world hunger, you know, or poverty, whatever. You know, like that's their purpose of doing it. So, you know, we need to know those things so we can help. And then once you ask, you know, people for help, the people that want to help you will come. That's how it works. You know, a lot of people, you got to
Hmm.
understand that when you're trying to be like, one of my first goals was to become in the actors union. So every day, Tanis, I looked up, I got up, and I said, I'm going to be in the SAG union. I'm going to be in the actors union. I'm going to be in it. I'm going to be in it. I'm in it already. I see myself in it. And then I was on set and I wasn't in it, but I was just watching the performers, you know, the other actors, the main stars. And okay, one day I'm going to be there. One day I'm going to be on the other side. And I had to visualize it over and over and over and over and over and over. And then like finally it became in my brain that I'm going to be that. So that's how it works. You know what I mean? The same thing with being successful in Arbonne and forming a team. You got to have a goal, and everyone has to be on that same wave, that same length. You know, we're gonna become this, we're gonna become this. So every day I'm on set, Tanis, and I'm looking around, and I see a couple of the main guys. I'm like, hey, what's up? How y'all doing? You know, okay. I'm like, okay, I'm shaking y'all hands, you know what I mean? And then I see one of the guys every day that worked behind the scenes and can put, people in the right spot. I say, hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. Every day I saw him, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. And that's how I developed that mentality too. You know what I mean? It's much deeper. You gotta be there. You gotta be involved. And, that's something we learned. I'm learning at Arbonne too. And I see why people like you and other people got nicer rides than most other people because, of that true connection with Arbonne. So,
Well,
go ahead. I got my next question for you too. I wanted to ask you.
go ahead. Go ahead.
It's gonna lead right into what you're gonna answer. You were about to say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, since we're talking about being connected to and being collaborated, my next question to you is, what's the most common reason people fail or give up in Arbonne? Woo! Good question. I got you today.
That's a great question. Okay, so the most common reason. I'll give you a couple of reasons. You know what? I would say the biggest one is not being resilient. The biggest one is, in building any business, there are going to be obstacles. There's going to be rejection. And dealing with learning to deal with rejection, and to not take it personally, and to move forward instead with looking for what the lesson is in that situation, and how to learn and grow from it, and to move forward. That's the key to moving forward. And so some people just haven't developed that resilience, and so the rejection. Somebody says no, and they kind of fall off.
Right.
Another one is that people, when things get tougher, instead of leaning in and connecting more and asking for more help and getting more focused, people will lean out. They'll disconnect and avoid, and I think that's another reason for failing. And I actually believe that one of the things that I've come to learn through this business, I used to think that failure was a bad thing. Okay, let's get, to get into medical school, you have to get top grades. I mean, you never, so never had less than I had maybe 1B in a course ever, right? So the idea of failing wasn't something that was really familiar to me.
Right.
But what I came to see was that successful people fail more often, and it is how you respond to failure, and it is the ability to look at that lesson in the failure, and even to really embrace it and then move on.
Right.
So we can give so many examples. We could give examples of Thomas Edison tried 4,999 different filaments for that little wire in the incandescent light bulb before the 5,000th one worked. How many people have that kind of resilience and grit to keep going and to stay curious and keep learning and keep trying? But we can give example after example of how successful inventors and entrepreneurs deal with failure in a different way, and understand that failure doesn't mean that you turn around and go the opposite direction. Usually success is right on the other side of failure. You just have to figure your way around it to get there, rather than stopping short.
Yeah, it's true. Failure is everyone fails. Everyone in life. We all go through it. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. You got to go through it to grow.
You have to go through it to grow. And, I think that is another thing is that I've really learned to embrace, is that this business for me and for everyone means, all the growth occurs outside your comfort zone. And so you talked about people that are sitting on the couch, but those are usually people that want to stay in their comfort zone, that when something feels unfamiliar and a little bit scary, that they jump back inside their comfort zone and say it must be a bad thing. And actually, when you learn to embrace the feeling of feeling uncomfortable outside your comfort zone, and you realize that actually means that you're learning, new pathways are forming in your brain, it completely, and that you grow. So I started this business as a shy person. We didn't have smartphones. I didn't like to make phone calls. I was scared. I was very scared, but I sort of said, you know what? Hey, like that's ridiculous. And I'm going to jump in, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to learn how to get good at it. And so I became a much more outgoing person who began to enjoy so much interacting with people, that whether it's related to my business or whether it's on an airplane, I never know where the next, lesson is going to come from, or the next inspiration. And that all came from the willingness to jump outside my comfort zone in the very beginning, and then to keep on doing it. And your comfort zone grows, you know this, I'm sure, your comfort zone grows larger and larger, and you keep growing. But and some people are just really scared to do that. But I think when you can rip that Band-Aid off and jump outside, and now when I am doing something that I'm not good at, I actually love that feeling, because that feeling to me means that I'm learning something new, and I'm getting those new neural pathways going in my brain, and I'm getting better.
That's awesome. That's the beauty of learning. I'm learning a lot. That's why I love hearing these stories, and hearing like people's stories. Like that's the major thing.
Yeah, and that brings me back to, like, there are to your first question about who are my life resources. So many people that have been in my life, my close friends, acquaintances, neighbors, clients. When it was in my, like, people, so many people that I have learned from, and that I've learned strength, and I've learned resilience, and I've learned the ability to push, examples of inspiration, that, I'm supported by that network of people, that is really enormous. And that all comes into who I am now, and what I bring to this business, and what I bring to life. So, that's a pretty exciting process.
It's crazy, isn't it? We only got one more left. Is that right?
One more
Yeah.
question? Yeah, so we're gonna, you know what? So I actually wanted to, well, first of all, I just wanted to comment on your maps, because I know that your maps are already inspiring people on your team to start looking at the map and starting to really think about, that visualization of where they want their business to be. And with Arbonne, we're in 6 countries, so, and you could be in any, no territories business wise, and you could be in any of the 50 states in the US. But that did remind me of another VP with Arbonne, who once told me that her goal, when she would get on the airplane and look at those airplane maps with all those lines going to the different countries, that her goal, she would see her business like that, with a line going to every state in the US, and then to every country that we're in now, and then the countries we're in the future. And she used that visual. So I love hearing how you use maps as well. And so so I wanted to ask you, so where do you visualize your Arbonne business going to in the future when you're thinking about maps?
How big is the universe? That's how I think. I think big. I think all over. France, Canada, United Kingdom. Look around. Chicago, Toronto, Canada, Buffalo, Columbus, Wheeling, West Virginia, Brazil, Chile, Mexico, Montreal. You want me to just keep naming cities? Chicago, South Chicago, Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, wherever the opportunity, wherever it takes me, you don't have any control about that, only thing I have control over is, putting the impact and putting pressure on the craft and studying and getting my mindset ready to know what the products are, why is this product coming out, the flavors, the services that we offer. That's the stuff that I need to get to know better, and me personally, you want to know everything about the product and service that you guys have. So I'm not worried about location because you can't control that. I can just, just go with the flow. There's people always want to control things. You just got to go with the flow sometimes. You can't just always
Well,
control it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not always going to be, what you want. It's whatever, God wants for you, so, or whatever you want to believe in, but was what God's believing, whatever he wants for you. It's not about what you want. It's what's the bigger picture. You know what I mean? So wherever that lies in front of me.
well, I think, talking about learning everything you can about the products and what this company has to offer just reminds me that, one of the first things when we met and I learned about how you were learning Portuguese and how you love to immerse yourself in learning a language, and how that same thing applies here, really just immersing yourself in the culture of the company, the products, and that through that immersion, you'll, that's what's going to actually carry you forward, as well as, as well as your goals. And so, I'm excited about where we are right now. Again, I just wanted to finish up there. And, speaking of other countries on our team, we just signed up a new consultant who's in the UK this morning.
Oh, I
It
like
was
that.
evening for her.
Yes.
Yeah, it was evening for her, but morning for us. And again, that's just, which is just super fun. So really, I love meeting people from all over the place. And for those of you who are watching, if we've gotten you even just a little bit curious, we would just love to, to do a video chat, and answer some questions, share a little more. I would love to meet you wherever you are located in the world, and help you figure out if there's anything that we have that that might be a fit for you.
Eu amo Arbonne. I love Arbonne. That was Portuguese for you.
Oh,
Eu amo Arbonne.
awesome.
So, but I love Arbonne. It gives you a chance to grow. Even for me, like I said before, this helped me some certain areas of my life. You don't gotta work as hard. You gotta work smarter. As I get older, you want to work smarter. You don't want to be out there slaving away all day, and then you burnt out. What I mean? It causes stress on the body. You want to find stillness. That's one thing I believe in: stillness and nature, and listen to the sounds of nature. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. They just want to be rah rah rah, all that stuff. So I try to explain to people that you gotta live in through nature. You gotta enjoy nature and like the trees and earth. People think that's weird, but it's not weird. I don't know why people think that's weird, but it's not. It's part of healing and stuff. So sometimes I just I'll be driving sometimes and I just have the window down. I love the air. It's nothing like fresh air, especially in the morning or late at night, because that's when the cars and the toxins and everybody's outside. Especially early in the morning, you want to get it around 4 in the morning. That's the best air, 4 or 5 in the morning. It's good to smell that nature. So, anyway, Arbonne, if you guys want to join or talk or get involved, let us know. Dr. Tanis does a lot of great coaching. This is the lady that I recommend. This who helps our team. This is someone that could teach you how to sell water to a well. I'm just playing. Anyway, that's true though. I'm not lying when I say that. But it's the truth, but anyway, this is the lady right here that's going to help with your growth, get you started, get you learning how to start your social media. For the people out there that don't use social media, this is a good introduction and a good coach. So hit us up anytime. And you have any last, thoughts before we head off?
You know what? I'm just thinking about what you said about working smarter and not harder, and really, one of the things that that our business allows you to do is to leverage your time, and that is something that is it's really about working smarter, and and investing time in the beginning that is going to continue to pay you back. So it's a great way to work smarter.
Exactly. So, guys, hit us up whenever.
Okay.
We want to thank Dr. Tanis for her time and her patience and her expertise. You guys want to learn? Hit us up. Talk to you guys next week.
Okay, it's been great to be here. Great to talk with you, Benjamin.
All right, I'll talk to you
Take
later.
care. Have a great evening.
All right, I'll talk to you
Bye-bye.
soon. Yep.